Lena Ward had never been on a date she didn't initiate. Not because she was bold, but because men rarely looked twice at the shy, soft-spoken librarian who spent her evenings cataloging books instead of posting selfies. She liked quiet things, old pages, warm lights, and the calm that came from knowing her life was predictable, which is why her hands were shaking now. Standing outside the upscale restaurant she'd never dreamed of entering, Lena kept smoothing the sleeve of her simple navy dress. She felt wildly out of place between the glittering windows and valet attendants opening doors for people whose shoes cost more than her monthly rent. The invitation still felt unreal. Aiden Cross, the impossibly composed man she had helped at the library 3 times, had asked her out. He'd been polite, thoughtful, even shy at times, not the type she imagined would notice her. Certainly not the type who would look at her like she was more than the quiet girl behind the counter. And definitely not the type she imagined would have a driver waiting with a black luxury car parked outside. She had no idea that Aiden Cross was, in fact, a billionaire. He never hinted at it, never bragged, never acted entitled. But tonight, the truth was beginning to echo around her. The car door opened, and there he was. Aiden stepped out wearing a crisp charcoal suit, his dark hair brushed back slightly, soft eyes lighting up the moment they landed on her. "Lena," he said warmly, "you came." Her breath caught. "Of course, you invited me." "I hoped you would," he said quietly, almost shyly, shy, from a man who looked like he commanded rooms just by existing. He walked toward her, opening the passenger door himself, even though the driver moved to help. Aiden gently lifted his hand. "I've got it." The driver stepped back with a small nod. Lena hesitated. "This feels too fancy for me." Aiden's brows knit in concern. "Lena, there's nothing about tonight that requires you to be anyone but yourself." Her heart fluttered at the sincerity in his voice. She slid inside. The car smelled faintly of leather and cedar, warm and clean. Aiden joined her inside, closing the door softly. The moment the engine hummed on, silence filled the space, comfortable for him, nerve-wracking for her. Aiden looked at her, studying her face like he was memorizing something he'd waited a long time to see. "You look beautiful," he said simply. Lena flushed. "Thank you." The car pulled away from the curb. Aiden cleared his throat, suddenly fidgeting with his cufflink. "I want tonight to feel easy for you. If you're uncomfortable at any point, dinner, conversation, anything, please tell me." She smiled faintly. "You don't need to worry about that." But he did. She could tell he did. His leg bounced subtly, fingers tapping the seam of his pants. Aiden Cross, the man who always looked put together, was nervous. For her. Why? As the car merged into traffic, soft instrumental music playing low, Lena forced herself to breathe evenly. "So," she said gently, "why did you pick me? There were plenty of people at the library." Aiden looked out his window briefly, thinking, then turned back, with a softness she wasn't ready for. "You listen," Lena blinked. "I listen?" "Yes," he nodded. "When I asked for book recommendations, you didn't rush me. You didn't talk over me. You didn't treat me like I was strange for liking old novels." A small, almost embarrassed smile tugged at his lips. It's been a long time since someone simply listened. Lena's chest warmed. Anyone would have done that. "No," he said softly. "Not anyone." The gravity in his tone made her pulse quicken. Just as she was about to respond, Aiden inhaled deeply, as if gathering courage. "There's something I need to tell you before dinner," he said, voice low. Something important. Lena's stomach tightened. Okay. He didn't look at her at first. His gaze stayed fixed on his hands, which were now clasped tightly. I wasn't honest with you, he said quietly. Her heart stilled. Aiden quickly lifted his eyes, panic flickering in them. Not about who I am, I mean, I never lied, but I also never told you the whole truth. He rubbed his thumb along his palm, a nervous habit she'd never seen from him. I'm not just a frequent library visitor, he said. Lena forced a small breath. Aiden, what does that mean? The car slowed at a red light, the glow washing across his face, highlighting vulnerability she never expected to see. Lena, he whispered, I own Crosswell Holdings. She blinked. The name felt familiar. Then it hit her like a wave. Crosswell, the towering skyscraper downtown. The company that owned dozens of tech firms. The name splashed across business headlines. She inhaled sharply. You're the CEO? The light turned green, but Lena didn't move, frozen in the seat. Aiden nodded slowly. Yes, her breath hitched. The world felt too small suddenly. You're a billionaire. Aiden swallowed. Yes. Silence, not angry, not dramatic, just stunned. He leaned toward her, voice breaking in the quiet space. Please don't shut me out. Lena blinked rapidly. Why wouldn't you tell me? Because, he whispered, everyone treats me differently when they know. They want something from me, or they fear me, or they pretend. His voice softened painfully. But you didn't want anything. You looked at me like I was a person, not a headline, and I couldn't risk losing that before I even had a chance. Lena stared at him, her heartbeat thundering. Aiden. He reached out slow, careful offering his hand but not touching her. I asked you out, he said, voice trembling, because I've never wanted something real more than I want it with you. Her breath caught. You make me feel human, Aiden whispered, and no amount of money has ever done that. Lena's chest filled fear, wonder, shock, and something dangerously close to longing. The car rolled to a stop outside the restaurant. Aiden didn't move. He waited for her reaction, for her judgment, for her to choose. Lena, he said softly, please say something. She finally looked at him, really looked, and her heart stilled. Because beneath the wealth, the suit, the title, she saw a man terrified of being unwanted, just like her. The city lights shimmered outside the car window, but Lena barely saw them. Her world had narrowed to the man sitting inches away, waiting, no bracing for her to reject him. Aiden Cross, billionaire, CEO, the man who could buy buildings with a signature, was sitting here like a boy, afraid of hearing no. Lena swallowed, fingers twisting together in her lap. You should have told me. I know, Aiden said immediately, voice thick. And I'm sorry, his jaw flexed. I didn't want to lose you before I had a chance to deserve you. Her heart fluttered painfully. Deserve me? Aiden exhaled shakily. Lena, you make me feel normal, seen, not judged. Do you know how rare that is for someone like me? She didn't, but watching him now, shoulders tight, eyes vulnerable, she suddenly understood. People saw his money. People saw his power. People saw his name. No one saw him. Except she had. Lena breathed out softly. I wasn't angry, she said. I was overwhelmed. His eyes snapped up, hope flickering. Overwhelmed? But not done? Her lips parted. No, not done. Aiden's entire body loosened, like her words unclenched something in him. I don't care about the money, she continued. I care that you didn't trust me to know the truth. He nodded, swallowing. I'll earn that trust, I swear it. Lena studied him, his sincerity, his trembling restraint, the way he held still so she could decide freely. Then she whispered, "Why me?" Aiden's answer came instantly. "Because you're the first person in years who talks to me like a man, not a paycheck. Because you remember details. Because you listen when no one else does. And because the moment I met you, Lena Ward, I started hoping for things I stopped believing were possible." Her throat tightened. "And what things are those?" she whispered. Aiden held her gaze, steady and exposed. "Belonging," he said. "Warmth. A reason to slow down." He exhaled softly. "Someone to come home to." Her heart stopped, then raced. No one had ever said words like that to her. Not with truth, not with fear, not with longing. Aiden Cross wasn't trying to impress her. He wasn't trying to use her. He was trying to choose her. Slowly, she reached out and took his offered hand. His breath caught. "Aiden," she whispered, "I don't know where this will go, but I want to try." The relief that washed over him was almost visible. His fingers closed around hers, careful, reverent, like she was something fragile he had no intention of breaking. "Thank you," he murmured, voice barely holding together. She smiled softly. "But next time." "Yes, no more secrets." Aiden nodded immediately. "No more secrets. You get all of me. The truth, the flaws, the fear, everything." Her cheeks warmed. "And I get the man who can't finish a lemon tart?" Aiden laughed, really laughed, and the sound was rich, warm, unguarded. "That too," he said. The driver opened the door, but neither of them moved. Aiden squeezed her hand one more time. "Dinner?" Lena shook her head gently. He froze. "You don't want dinner?" "I want dinner," she said softly. "But first, I want a moment." "A moment?" She leaned in, slow, shy, brave, and pressed her forehead to his. "Just us," she whispered, "without the weight of who you are." Aiden's breath hitched. "Lena," he murmured, voice trembling, "I've wanted this from the first day I saw you." Her heart fluttered. "Then stop being afraid." He smiled warm, certain now. "With you," he whispered, "I think I can." And for the first time in both their lives, two people who had never been truly seen finally were.